Kodiak up to third. All these guys had to pit, or did they? Wasn't paying
Oh, and
attention.
Harry gets a little loose there, Milty. Had to chase it down to the bottom of the track. That let a couple guys get around him. And that's what the rock does to you, Milty. That correction and off the gas, and people really eat you up here.
It's so much banking and so much speed. Look, you know,
Yeah, and the 21 got a
the
little
100
high there, Milty, and he had to chase it. And look what that's done. That brought the 62 and the 54 right into play.
140 miles, 135 in the center, and 155 on the straightaway. So
Yeah,
I
and this
mean,
is
you're
just a
not getting
mile.
off it.
Right, and this is just just a smidge over a mile, Milty. So that speed is compounded by the shortness of the track.
John Reap taking a look
Yeah,
now.
he is, and I think the 21 car's tires uh, he may have done a little too much too soon with them, and he got a little loose
Whoa!
again. He got a little loose again. Oh, and then
Oh,
Sean
Reap hits
brushes
the
the
wall
wall.
there.
And now the
Reap was
54
trying
making.
to be
Oh
smart there and
man.
stay down low on it, but I think Jerry spooked him a little bit there.
Or either that, or he got a little loose trying to pinch the car down, Milty, and that leaves the 54 car now out
Whoa,
front,
that's a
and
gaggle
almost.
now.
Look out! And there's the 28, 64, 191, all there now. And this is bringing a
Yarbrough's
lot of
watching
cars
the
back into
dogfight
play.
behind him here.
Yeah, Bill cleared that nicely, and so did the
I think
64 car.
I think Kerstetter realized, screw it, I can't. I got to get up towards the
Well,
front and then
well,
live with it.
not to mention all this infighting, Milty. Let's find the leader here. There we see our second place car, the 54 car, Bill Yarbrough.
1.23
And,
second
and,
lead.
yeah, and there's Mark DeSenza looking back in his mirror saying, fight it out, boys. Go ahead. And the 64 car now touches the apron. And that brings Ed into play side by side.
It goes down on the apron there, which, like
Yeah,
I said, is
onto
4S legal.
can't really call it a front straightaway, Milty. It's a
Whoa!
And there's almost contact between the 64 and 191 now.
Well, this track is, the second lane is faster early on in the race, but then the only place to pass is the bottom. You got to do that saving tires, but these guys are kind of doing it. They're rim riding now, And
Yeah, it seems like when they try to keep the car down and keep the speed high, Milty, that the car's getting loose out of them. And of course, touching that apron is very dangerous.
we watch Mark DeSenza. We watch his line. He goes outside in. And for these guys to pass, they got to go inside in, which really upsets the car. The inside apex of the court, best place to be is on the bottom. Not right on the line, but on the bottom. But
Yeah, we're starting to see the 54 and 28 separate slightly, but I think we also see that Ed, I think like what you said, Milty, I think Ed's decided if, I'll save tires later. I gotta go.
if I save tires, these guys are going to eat me up for lunch.
Well, plus
Mike
he was
Sanders
back in
could
that hornet's
benefit of that
nest.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike wiggled his way through that pack of cars, and he's trying to latch onto the back of the 28 car. And then Pops has made a nice move
P5, yeah. He
through the
won
field there.
Tuesday night, and he's running another solid race here.
And we know that he's a great short track racer, Milty. And this track really does have a short track feel in the corners, where you kind of have to work the wheel a little and get in and out of the gas maybe. And Pops does that good, and you can see the results so far. He's moving up through the field nicely in P5, as you said. And right behind him, the 62 car, who's hopefully doesn't have too much damage, Milty, when he went up and kissed the wall there. But that can turn into a push.
It turns into a push, and also take you longer on pit road. So then you lose more time. But do you get it fixed? Do you not get it
Yeah,
fixed?
and we see them passing the lap car, the 18 car there, and everything stacks up a little, Milty, and Bill Yarbrough has fallen back now, Milty, and gotten passed by Ed and Mike Sanders.
I think these cars with the draft, when they come up on the car, they really upset them, especially if they're running a certain pace and these guys are drafting on the straightaway. They come up to you. It's unsettling.
And there we can see the gap between Mark and Ed in second, and it's a decent gap now. And when Mark DeSenza gets out in front like this, Milty, boy, he's one of the best at just running lap after lap consistently and fast.
He's evil, you know.
I
He's
mean,
a nice
just
guy who's evil.
I mean, if we're just watching him here, he's just so smooth. And when you look at his times, I mean, he's really clicking off some decent times. Just click
Oh,
over.
up against the wall. Uh, Demi's running well. And Harry Codian is going backwards. Scraped the wall after he let Sam by there, and this is the Rock, man. This
Yeah,
is this competition here.
yeah. Damage, just a little damage here, Milty, is really magnified, unlike some other tracks maybe. But the
And
guys
Hansen's
that
going backwards too. And Saska's got by him.
Well, there's some comers and goers. It certainly looks like, and one of the comers, Mike Sanders, Bill Yarbrough, Pops, and Sean trying desperately to hang on to
Oh,
somewhat of Mark DeSenza, and then the 21 car all by himself there, Milty, hanging out in seventh place. He's about a second and a half behind the lead pack,
oh
we'll
boy.
say, and big gap.
Oh, this thing back here with Saska
Oh, and
and
Harry got a little
Cody,
loose
and
there.
then he
Oh,
gets
and there's
sideways.
wrecking.
Oh, they
Oh,
crashed in
and there's
front
a
of him.
huge wreck.
They were
Oh
almost
my
wrecking behind him.
goodness.
Oh, and Jerry Walters is upside down.
Oh my
Chris Connor
goodness.
gets through. Damage for the 9. Didn't see what
Oh
happened
my
to the 8 and
goodness.
6.
And I saw someone go down
Graham
that
is
pit lane
retired.
there, and
Various accident. Looks like we're going to lose some cars right here.
wow, I can't. Obviously we didn't see what happened there, but we're gonna have to go back and check that out. We're riding with the 21 car, who we saw on his lid, Milty. And we'll
That,
have to see what happened. It
that's
looked
a
like
bad
Pops
feeling
was
right there.
involved
You know,
too.
your day's over.
So
Your
let's
night
move up
is
to
over.
this lead pack because we saw that Pops was involved as well, and see if we can see what happened here, Milty.
Well, they were almost
Oh,
wrecking
and Pops got
behind them.
loose. Pops got loose, and that 62 and 21 had contact, and then the racing came right around to him. And the 98 and all those
Yeah,
cars who were racing hard just
they
didn't have
were. I
time
mean,
to react.
they were so focused on. There was no time to see smoke or nothing. It was too late. They were so focused, battling and banging,
Yeah, we
and
can.
trying to hold on. Obviously, tire wear is huge here.
Yeah, we can see Pops got loose. It looked like Sean saw that, took evasive action, but also lost it in avoiding Pops.
You're on the edge here, so anytime you make any kind of uh,
Which in
sudden
turn,
move, you're in
yeah, and
you're in
then
trouble.
it looks like Sean collected the 21 car, who came back up the track and kind of blocked the track, and that's when the carnage came in. 64, 98, the 9 of Ken Hansen just plowing in, and look who's going down pit lane, Milty. The 15 car of Matt Watkins there, taking the exit route down pit lane, and
Yeah,
that's
he
why he's
does.
and that's why he's a champion, Milty. I mean, what a wonderful move by Matt Watkins. I mean, that's a
Perfect timing,
and
luck, but at the
and
same time,
yeah,
track awareness, man.
and the 62 car Milty has a ton of damage, and I think he might need to park it here, Milty. Yeah, and he's
Yep.
gone. He was all
This
over the track there. Unfortunate, man. He had such a good run going. But that's what
our
happens here at the
Dylan
Rock,
stays
Milty.
out. He's gonna have to pit. I think he's getting a lap here. Not sure if he yet, and he is. Not sure how much damage he got in that.
Wow, what that was for a 1 mile track. That's a big time wreck there. Just
Well,
circumstances. Pops up high. Jerry and Sean down low, and then the guys racing hard behind him in a pack of about 5 cars, and just with them being too wide, one got into Pops, one got into Sean and Jerry, and it was on.
the usual suspects back at the front. 6:28:54.
Yeah, and
You can interchange them pretty much on Friday night when they all three show up to a race. These are the guys you're seeing at the end. The stories a little bit are behind the a little bit of luck and also a little bit of smart driving. You know, you got Mike Sanders, you got Rispus Connor,
race
you
cars
got
off.
Ken Saska, and you got Pinky, and you got
Green flag is out.
pit road avoider Matt, and 86 going backwards there. He may have just got that lap, and now he's going to go to the back.
Yeah, and we can see on this green flag the field now severely depleted. Uh, but that leaves opportunity for the clean cars like the 191, Mike Sanders. And now, how about this new paint job on the 43 car? That's a petty blue throwback car built in the Pontiac.
That reminds me of the first year of the NASCAR Hall of Fame when there's, every year when they show that stuff on TV where they show the our clip, and Richard Petty and Lee Petty, working on the all blue.
Petty blue
Petty blue.
saw a lot of victory lanes, Milty, and Rick's looking pretty good here too. And with a thinned out field now, you can be a little more aggressive possibly.
Speaking of aggressive, Mike Sanders is seizing the moment now. He's putting the pressure on Bill here. Bill wants to stay just about where he's at and try to save some tires and get a longer run here. It seems to be what it feels good for him. But Mike Sanders is putting the pressure on. Like you said, it's so hard to pass here, and especially up front with these fast guys.
Oh,
Taking a look. Oh, and that was a severe blink right
a
there.
couple blinks from Mike Sanders. Let's hope that's just a one-time thing there, because that can be a little scary too, especially from the leaders. And you can see he's really having some issues now. So let's see if he's aware of that. Looks like we have a caution out as well, Milty.
I see here.
Not quite sure that caution was for. I don't see any obvious signs. We still do have 11 cars on the lead lap, and it appears 15 now cars running. So that accident was the big one, Milty.
Kind of saw it coming because the racing was so hard, and that's the way it should be. everybody was pushing each other to the edge. Where the first run, everybody was riding, but then you were getting close to the halfway point. Got to start trying to assert yourself a little bit, but really, still, as a driver personally, I would, I'd like to think more past the halfway point.
There's the battle out of pit lane, and it looked like the 54 got around the 28 there with a great pit stop.
Big Bill.
So the 28 crew not getting it done for Ed Kerstetter, which is highly unusual. Ed's usually one of the fastest in and out, and looks like the team got a little beat there by Bill Yarbrough's team, Milty. So great job by his crew getting them out in front.
151 looks like he's gonna stay out to lead a lap. Dog looks like
Yeah, with now just 11
he's
cars on
two
the lead
laps
lap,
down.
Milty. This is when you
Racing
can.
for points, though.
Yeah, if you are a
Team
point
and,
racer.
absolutely. Never
So
really saw what happened to him with all this other stuff going on here. His car looks good. The Thor Dog car looks awesome. Dog.
yeah, I don't think Dog's been caught up in any major incidents.
Must have lost some time earlier there.
And the 151 had to lock it down behind the Dog there as they get onto this tricky pit lane.
Have to see what the 9 has up in front of Pinky and Dylan Jr. and Weber. They all got minimal
Yeah, and we
damage.
see that Matt Watkins did lose a lap as well, Milty. Not sure how that happened, but you can see he's lining up on the inside though, so prime opportunity right now for Matt Watkins get that lap back. Still half a race to go here, more than halfway, 70
Mark,
plus
Mark
laps to go.
knows. Mark knows that's what he wants to do. If he's got a good car, Mark's going to assess that. But Mark usually assesses the gas pedal, and the rest of you guys just follow me, and I'll show you where to go.
Yeah, and I think
Victory lane's over here.
Matt's gonna want to see if he can get just ahead of him, or be level with him going into one there.
You could tell if Matt
Great
wasn't
start.
feeling it. If Matt
Yeah,
wasn't
he's feeling
feeling
it.
didn't think he had a car to do it. He was giving Mark the car language right there. Is I'm, give me
I'm
a couple
good.
laps here.
I'm good.
I'm good.
And we see he is good. He jumped right onto that inside line, got even with him going into one, and of course Mark gave him that position, which isn't really a true position for Mark. Now Matt
No
Watkins
lucky,
the tail end of the lead lap.
no lucky dogs. You got a good car. Matt rolls the same way as I do. If I got a piece, I'm gonna race for this
But
sucker.
now here's the dilemma for Matt Watkins. I see immediately, Milty, is Bill Yarbrough. He's pushing Mark DeSenza hard, as
Whoa,
you know
he's
he's want to do.
Whoa, Pinky down on the apron.
Green
But he gathers it up.
Green stays out. Matt would love to see a caution right there, but not to be just yet. 6 car now, trying to get a little breathing room from that 54 car. As long as I think Mark feels challenged, Milty, he's going to press the 15 car and expect Matt to, yield if need be. And I'm sure Matt is well aware of what's going on behind him, and he's driving the wheels off of that car right now. It
Yeah,
looks like,
yeah,
Milty.
yeah, but Matt's not slow enough to let him by. He's still fast enough.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see he's got at least a 3 car length advantage over Mark here. So no immediate threat of being passed anyways. But Billy Yarbrough is still right on the back bumper of Mark DeSenza. Mike Sanders at Kerstetter. And the 59 car, I believe, is a lap down as well, Milty. So that
That's
leaves
one of
the
those guys you don't want to get his attention. Just kind of walk by him and wave, and say hi. Once you get his attention, once you wake him up, he just finds another gear.
and there
He's
we
won so
see.
many races and done so much that with any great driver, they have periods of where what am I going to do here, and he took like a year off, and some things, and because he runs multiple leagues too, plus like the 499 event coming up.
Yeah, and he's races at the highest level as well all the time in these other leagues as well, who have their own drivers who give him, I'm sure, great challenges just like he faces here in FSB. So, when you're
Yeah,
at the
this is
top
the
of
only.
at the top of the
Yeah,
mountain, Milty, you got to find the challenges or it gets a little stale for you. And he's done that and he looks kind of refreshed and recharged this season.
yeah, and typically just like that, it really, he's had nothing but bad luck, So sometimes that's okay because as a driver, you just really get in a nice frame of mind where, and then all of a sudden races will start to come to you, With this competition, a lot of times, sometimes it's just momentum and peace of mind and focus. It's just all.
And
It's there's so
it
little
wouldn't
bit that can.
wouldn't surprise me if there was maybe some possible communication between the 15 and the 6. At least with Matt letting Mark know, hey, if I'm holding you up, I'll let you by. Don't worry, kind of thing. And if I'm not, let me stay out in front of you, kind of thing. These guys have raced against each other for many, many, many seasons, Milty. So they're very familiar with each other's tendencies and habits.
Well, it looks like we have the 151 is retired from the race gearbox. He's in the broadcast booth here. Tough luck for you,
Uh,
guy.
those Ford gearboxes tough to hold up over the rigors of the rock. No comment there from.
Did you see the size of
I
that
knew that
chicken?
was coming. It's Muskrat guy, and I I know the size of Chicken Boy. He's about Johnny Bench looking there. So
You can see now with this the lap car of Bill Martino there that Matt Watkins was able to take a little advantage of that and get a little breathing room in front of Mark DeCenza.
how about the 9? He said uh, he's been caught up in a couple of those, not his fault, and his car is still running well, and he is in the top 5. I think he dodged some bullets there,
Yeah, he did, and
little
he's
scrapes, and their crew did a good job fixing that thing.
and him and Ed here are a little behind that lead pack as you can see, Milty, but I think Ed is now probably right back into his tire and
Yeah,
fuel conservation mode,
absolutely. Yeah.
thinking the smaller field size now might lean to a green flag stop.
That's pretty good thinking. Gotta adjust on the fly, dude.
And there's that
That's
43 car as we see steady in 6th position right now, Milty. He's looking really good too. A little smooth as he goes under Bill there, who's got a bashed in hood. Pretty bad bashed in hood there, Milty. Someone needs to sit on that hood for him, man. There's that 86 car, Milty, who's had some problems as well. Uh, had that little duet spin with Matt Watkins early on. Looked like put himself in the wall to avoid contact with another car. But looks like they fixed that car pretty well, and he's in 8th position, or excuse me, 7th position, and looking pretty good there, Milty.
well, every one of those wrecks he did the best he could. He missed everything with the Maverick. With the big one, he put himself up against the wall, I think, a little bit. Like I was saying, I wasn't sure, but it looked like he was on the outside there. But he got on the binders, and you got to be lucky, but you also got to be good. And a lot of times, even with if he can get a solid finish here, maybe even a top five, and then go through all that, and you hang your hat on how well
And
you
then we see he gets a
handle bad
little
luck.
loose as you talk about it there. And that brought
Well, that's the
Steve
damage
right
is
into
going to bring.
play.
The damage is going to accentuate as time goes on. You know.
And there's the 83 car, Steve Weber, our defending Winston Cup champion, Milty. And he's sitting, where is he now? In 8th position. And, that's what he does, Milty. This is where he, halfway through the race, let's check where he is in about another
And he
25
has
laps.
damage too.
Yeah, but he's steady and he's moved up when he's had that opportunity. And there's the '07 right behind him. Uh,
Couldn't have been a more popular champion. Oh, there's a big wreck, Bill and Matt Watkins.
oh my.
They take off together. They're
Oh man.
not seeing any waves.
And caution is out. Um, let's take a look
And
and
it
see what happened there, Milty.
looks
Wow.
looks like Matt Watkins loses it, or has to get out of it in front of Bill, and Bill stabbed the brakes, but looks like Matt got loose in front of him. And see, at the same time, Bill was looking at making
Yeah,
a
that,
move, so it
that
was bad timing.
yeah, we can see Matt Watkins a little loose there, Milty, in the turn.
And
Uh,
Bill was already committed to that line,
right, and Bill
and
was
he just.
accelerating coming out of the
Hmm.
turn because he was not loose, and that was the speed difference there. And he did
Hmm.
get it slightly into the back of Matt Watkins, which was unavoidable, really. And they both spin Matt into the inside wall there, the safer barrier, and then contact with the 54 as well. And then Matt Cars whips around and contact with the back of the car against the wall as well for Matt Watkins. Bill
It's a
Yarbrough
hard. Oh,
possibly can get
and
away
there's
with some damage
contact
there.
going in the pit road too. Something happened to the nine.
There's stuff going on all over the place here. And there's the 9 car. Let's back it up here on pit road and see what happens with the 9 car.
And under caution here, we're with the driver of the 86 car. Eventful night. One of the greatest saves I've ever seen in my life there. Uh, Walk the viewers through that, Mark.
Yeah, I just got a little loose there on entry, and I was able to recover it 2 laps in a row, actually.
Well, let's talk about the first one with you and Matt Watkins when he got loose in front of you, and you guys pirouette, spin, and you did a 360 and took off. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a little figure skating routine. We've been working on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
like
synchronized
awesome.
spins.
So, say again, what happened to you this time? I'm sorry.
Oh no, 20, 30 laps ago, I clipped the apron and got sideways and was able to spin it. Guy Peter did a good job of braking and not running into me there. I apologize to him for getting sideways in front of him.
Yeah, this track is a tough track. That apron is vicious in the corners, and
I'll be right back.
we've seen several guys either certainly get loose, if not lose it, when clipping that apron. And there was just some huge wrecks going on here at this track too, with the speed not lending itself generally to that kind of wrecking, but we've seen some good ones tonight.
Yeah, a lot of carnage, a lot of good cars out of this race already.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sometimes opens a window for someone who may normally we'll say may not find himself at the front, but right now we do have Mark DeSenza, who's no stranger to the front, uh, leading pretty much this whole race so far, and looking fairly good in doing it.
Oh yeah, Descenza and Kerstead are up there. It's gonna be hard to catch those guys.
Yeah, and right now the 191 car though is showing a lot of life. Mike Sanders looking very good, clean car, no damage to it. So he still may have some say in this. And the 43 car, who's been very steady, worked his way up slowly in that first run, and now he finds himself in the fourth position. And Rick has won a race already this season, so he knows where victory circle is. On the other hand, I would need like a map and a GPS and a tour guide.
Well, if you
Mike
find one,
Sanders.
let me know.
And the pace car is off, and away we go again.
Mike Sanders up to second place there. Coolly, calmly, really, I think sitting on some of the speed he's got there. He's sitting on a sack of seeds, man. I think this guy
Yeah,
might have something for these guys. And he's in the lead.
he's into the lead. Mark DeSenza second, Ed Kerstetter third. There's Ken Hansen,
New
Milty,
territory.
and Ken's car does look pretty good. So any damage,
He's
maybe
had
his
some fender damage.
yeah, maybe
definitely.
that Coors crew hammered it out for him, and looks like the motor is good, and that's what's important too here. And Mark
Here
DeSenza
comes Billy Arbor on the inside. He's taking a look.
and Mark
We
DeSenza
weren't
car
seeing this passing before. Bill has got the teeth bit between his teeth. Looks like no damage in that little melee with the 15.
yeah, it looked like there was some contact with the 15, but not a whole heck of a lot. And anything could have been repaired
And
on
he's
pit lane.
going after the 28. No
Yes,
more
he
tire
is.
saving for Bill. How about that?
And he'll take that position. Let's see if Ed can get back in line here and defend that position, because the 9 car of Ken Hansen and the 7 car of Ken Soska want to take that away from him as well.
Ed still realizes they're right on the fuel window right here, so I would guess, unless he's
I
got
don't
more
know,
of a
Milty.
problem
That'd be a hell of a
we
run.
think.
That'd be a heck of a run, but I think you got to save something now so you have something later possibly. And that's always been Ed's philosophy, unless he thinks he can just outrun the field. But right now he certainly knows he's not doing that, so he's got to do
Looks
what's
back up on Bill
next
there,
best
so
strategy.
he's not going nowhere. Yep. DeSenza back for the lead.
Yeah, and
D-Rocket.
he make that look very smooth as he gets around Mike Sanders. So they swap
Got some
positions
passage
again.
going on here.
And Yarbrough trying to get back up to that lead duet of cars, Milty, but Mark DeSenza looking good now, and he's putting the hammer down, and I think Mike Sanders is
Ryan
content
Johnson
with what
trying to-
he's been doing.
Ryan Johnson trying to stay in the lead lap here. I think he's caught up in that stuff too, and they're gobbling him up.
Yeah, it seems like when Mark gets in clean air, Milty, the car just takes off on him.
Be ya, don't want to be ya. I got to go. I got places to go, people to see.
And he's also able to run that line that you said he's doing. And
Oh, and he
oh,
blades out.
and he's gone.
Absolutely gone.
Oh,
The cars are
and the-
crashing. Mark Dillon Jr.
Oh
I don't know
no!
if he saw him or not, but more hard contact for the 86. I think he was just trying to get on the brakes, and now
Oh,
Mark is
no.
back. Mark is back, and that's a huge warp right there. You seeing what I'm seeing?
And yeah, he is back.
You said the
Wow.
same thing when I did, so you're
Wow.
saying the same thing here.
Uh, wow
That's
is all I gotta say.
incredible.
I
Where
believe.
did he end up? Mark Dillon Jr.'s in your. Did he show
Wow.
back up in front of you, dude, or what?
No, I was clutching trying to save fuel, and when I let off the clutch, I spun.
Okay.
I realized if I could save 4 laps, I'd be good.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah, Mark DeSenza just basically disappearing
Did you guys see him do that? He did it earlier in the
and
race.
then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
reappeared right past, almost in the passenger seat of the 59 car, but right as Ryan passed, he popped back
He
up
was gone for an eternity.
and
If he did that across the
uh,
line, he'd be a
yeah,
lap down.
usually yeah, and usually when you're gone that long, you're disconnected as well. So a break for the 6 car, I guess.
Wow.
Um,
You imagine what was going on in his head, because you know, we've all had this happen. You know, where all of a sudden all the cars disappear, and you're just driving, and you're like looking over at your latency, and you're like, I'm getting disconnected. Or
and trying to find out where he ends up here, Milty, showing in the 8th position. So he lost 7 positions with that warp, but somehow comes back on the track.
holy cow!
And no damage from anyone else, it appears. No damage to his car as well, Milty, which is just amazing.
Kerstetter stays out and assumes the lead.
Yeah, and we have 38, 39, 41 laps, Milties, which is inside
Oh, I don't know about
is
that.
the window right now. So if Ed's gonna go
Eee.
around one lap and then pit, I think he knows he'll be good.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the only thing I can see is why he'd want to stay out. Now he has not led a lap tonight as well, Milty, and you know points are
Eh,
points, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't think you might not see another lead lap and you lead it now, you get that bonus point.
I think he's about leading the last one though.
Well, he is, but you know,
But he's
this
also a point racer. Yeah, that's true. So absolutely.
I have to think that's the only reason why he would stay out when it was an obvious pit situation.
One of my coworkers told me my favorite word he said I say is absolutely.
And there we see the 28 and 54, who I believe the 54 also stayed out, Milty.
So let's see how they roll.
Well, the lights are off on the pace car,
And
Milty,
they stay out.
so they're staying out.
Mm.
They made their bed now, so let's see what happens.
Hey, looking at about 39, 38. You
Yeah.
run some. They were talking as high as Bill
48.
Martino said 47 or 48.
Yeah, I heard 48. Boy, Milty, this is well,
Kerstetter
you
knows
know,
he can make it all the way, especially if there's more cautions. If you get another caution pretty quick,
but he also knows that 54
probably gonna
car
get
is going
tires.
to run him hard right now, right from the flag. And here we go. The 9 car Ken Hansen is in 3rd. As we see our top 10 running order there at lap 100 of 138.
I like where Mike Sanders is sitting. He got tires and he knows he's got fuel. Now, anything happens, he's staying out.
That's very true there, Milty. Then the 54 car, I think, is going to really do everything he can to press the 28 here to get by.
9 is still so good.
Yeah, and Ken Hansen sitting there going, press him, Bill. I'll follow you. I'll follow you. And here we go. 54 and 28 side by side.
I could swear I saw the 9 hitting things, you know.
Well, he may have, but
But
that
I
crew
wouldn't be.
put it together, and now
Yeah.
Ed's going back. So Ed has to, I think it has to save fuel, and he's forced to do this. And Mike Sanders does clear him, so Ed back to 4th. That puts
He's
everyone
in a
up a
good
spot.
spot. Now he's with Saska. I think Saska is going to run the same kind of thing in that the Gatorade Monte Carlo. This is his race. That's why he's in the top 5 because he's smooth and steady
Yes.
and thinking big picture here. But he
Yeah.
does have freshies.
Yeah, and some nice nostalgic paint jobs here up front with the 9 car, the Coors car, Milty, the 28, the Davey Allison ride, and then that '07 Gatorade looking like the old DW ride.
Oh, maybe not. Saska's taking a look here.
No, and Ken
Some
Hansen
smoke.
going to the lead.
There was some smoke.
And a bump, looked like maybe a little bump there on the 54 car. I don't
Pinky's
care.
on fire. Pinky's on fire.
And we got a
He's
car on
blowed up.
fire, but no caution.
No caution.
As the 9 car, Ken Hansen, has assumed the point.
Get to the fire extinguishers, and he's still on the track. He missed pit road right there.
Yeah, and we can see the smoke ahead of the leaders here. And now
Gotta get out of that thing, son.
the windshield's got to be full of smoke here for the 9 car as he comes around and completes another lap here, lap 105.
Puff, puff, give. Snoop Dogg said.
Yeah, and
And now the leaders are coming.
yeah, and he's on the outside. This can be dangerous here for the leaders.
In the lead.
Yeah, the 9 in the
It's
lead.
on.
Mike Sanders 2nd, Bill Yarbrough 3rd, Ken Soska 4th, and Steve Weber 5th.
I can't believe he missed pit road. Now he's going to stay all the way here and not be a factor in this race.
And the 28 has
Get that
really
thing
dropped
down
back,
and
Milty.
park it, son.
The 20
You're done.
the 28 has fallen all the way back to the last car on the
He
lead
misses
lap.
pit road again.
He looks like he's just
I
going to
don't
blow the
understand
car
that.
up, I guess. You'd think that NASCAR would black flag him, Milty, but so far he's not received anything, so he keeps going. Back at the front, Ken Hansen with the
There he
lead.
goes. There he goes. Okay, there he is.
191 in 2nd. Mike Sanders, Bill Yarbrough 3rd, Ken Soska 4th. And now Steve Weber up to 5th. Mark DeSenza climbing back to 6th from 8th.
And Hansen, fantastic run here. Really unbelievable. Just trying to put this together here. I'm going to have to watch the broadcast again to see. Or he's just using it up. We'll see here. Saska up there battling. But great guy. Great run for him. Kind of guy you want to root for here big time.
And we're going to ride with our leader here for a bit, Milty. And why don't you give us a few laps around the rock here?
Oh, you want to take an outside in here. You're going down. There, just a quick blip of the gas out of 3 and 4 there. Coming to 1, lift on the gas just a little bit. Coming in, set the car up, and then you're full throttle all the way up. Might even be a little tap on the brake to settle the car. You hear the motor,
And we
keep
can
it
also
down low.
and we can also see the ride of Mike Sanders getting larger in his rearview mirror, Milty. And Mike might have something to say before this race is over.
Well, you see, Hansen's so good at these tracks, he uses all the track way out to the outside, in, lifts, just a tap on the brakes, and then full throttle. You don't want to hit the brakes too hard. It's easier to, when you're farther back, to not use the brakes, but up in front, you're probably going to be pushing the envelope here.
And we can
Really
see,
smooth, he
yeah.
looks really solid.
yeah, he does, Milty, and he's pushed his lead slightly in these couple of laps we've been watching him. Now we'll
You're
go back
seeing
and
that.
we'll take a look at Mike Sanders that's got his hands full with Bill Yarbrough all over the back bumper. Now let's see, does Mike Sanders have
When
any
you're
kind of
in
different
Yarborough's
line,
car
Milty?
here, what do? If you're in car with Yarborough's also taking that outside line. He doesn't want to put himself out. You want to get out of it a little earlier and try to get the exit speed off along with the draft. Very hard to pass it. As you can see, these guys are on the edge and not really making no ground on each other. All right out to the wall there, inches away from the wall.
And we can see,
A little bit of pressure there. See how he fills the gas.
yeah, Bill really
And he
drove it
look-
in deep there, Milty, going into a 2. And
Bill has great throttle control, great short track driver.
really
This
pressing
is
Mike
a
Sanders here.
hybrid.
And I think he also sees the reason why he has a little urgency, Milty. Is that because the 6 car's coming?
Right now, his focus is on beating this car in front of him here, putting the pressure on him. These are all pro sim racers. They really don't get rattled. All you can do is put the pressure speed-wise on them and hope their car and their tires fail them. Because as far as their preparation and focus, you can see they're just not missing a beat here.
No, and we can see Bill is getting a little antsy here. I think he wants to make a move, but he's worried that if he makes that move and it doesn't work, Mark DeSenza is going to pounce on him.
28 really falling back. Their problems for that team tonight. Which is,
And the 28 a little loose, and that got the 54 out of shape as well, and now Mark DeSenza will take advantage of that. The 191 got loose right ahead of him, and he had to get out. Yeah, that the car is right on the edges anyways, Milty. And great job, though, by Bill Yarbrough there to keep the car underneath him and just lose 1 position. And still time, Milty. He's got 19 laps. He can regroup it.
Bill has won in every discipline of NASCAR 2003, Trans Am, Grand Touring Prototype, short track, dirt track, super speedway, Pro Cup. He's got the whole package. But he's lost some momentum here. Got to get that draft going and get the help from the guys behind him now. Saska's kind of by himself there with Kerstetter falling back.
Yeah, it looks like
Lap traffic.
the 07, 28, and 43 are running together along with the 83. But the battle here is really at the front here. Ken Hansen's doing a great job. Very consistent, Milty. Just running lap after lap.
He got
mirror
that motor
images.
fixed and he's back on the track.
Yeah, we see
and
that
there
too.
are the points here.
And there we see just 9 cars on the lead lap, Milty. 59 of Ryan Johnson, who fought his way with that warp from Mark DeSenza, Milty. That gave Ryan Johnson
back on the lead lap.
Back on the lead lap, and he's making the most of it now in the 9th
Here
position.
comes DeSenza on P2. He's all over the 191. And Bill is, while they're battling, Bill has gotten close again.
Yeah, and this is
a little bit of scrape there with Michael Sanders up against the wall there. The Sharks are coming through.
and Mark DeSenza is on a rail
Michael's
again,
going to
Milty.
fight on the outside, let me tell you. There's no doubt about that. He's a great outside groove driver. He's one of the best at powering out of the corner. And he really did only lose 1 position there.
And Mark DeSenza is really charging hard right now, Milty. He's probably driving harder than he has all of race, and he sees there's only 14 laps remaining.
If the 9 has damage like I think, it's just a matter of time, because this is when it will show. Like you said, that right front push, and the 18 of Martino stays up as high as he can against the wall.
Here comes Ed.
Ed
Yeah,
is
and
unleashing. Here he comes. Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, and this is exactly what Ed was doing. He was saving for this final push of 20 laps or so, and we got about 12,
Here he
12 laps
comes.
remaining. And what, of course, what he's hoping for now is a battle between the 9 and the 6 car for the lead, and that will let him gain even more ground. And the 54 and the 28, here they come.
As his teammate, I sit and marvel at his preparation and understanding
And he's making the move to the inside of the 54 car.
of how to win races, and
And he
you're starting to see
easily
it.
he easily takes the position away from Bill Yarbrough, which, if you know anything about Bill Yarbrough, it's not easy to take a position from him, even at this stage of the race.
Yeah, and I'm sure Bill lost momentum, had to push harder to get back close that little bit, and also getting out of the gas there could have used his tires up a little bit. Those combinations
Oh
get
yeah.
them together with this competition at this level. That's all it takes to start to fall back.
Yeah, and that's what he's looks like his fate is sealed pending any kind of caution here with 9 laps to go. But the battle is certainly got brewing here at the front with Ken Hansen doing a great job of
He is
keeping the
not
6
laying
car
down.
at bay. I don't think this interval has changed over the last 2 or 3 laps at all. And very impressive drive by Ken Hansen right now.
We've seen him do it before, and he gets a little bit.
Oh,
He comes
yeah, he
out a
got a
little bit.
little squirrely there, did he? But now there's a battle for second. No, not really a battle. Ed just drives by the 6 car into second position. And the 28
Once
car is on
again,
a rail. And it looked like the
oh,
6 had some
hit the
contact.
wall there.
So,
Once again, we are shown the mastery of tire conservation and preparation.
and here comes with 7 laps remaining. These are the longest 7 laps of Ken Hansen's life right now, Milty.
Well, the 6 is going backwards and the 28's going forward.
And the 9 knows that. And boy, Ken, just drive forward, baby. Hit your marks. Oh, and it looks like we have a caution,
we have
Milty.
a caution.
And that might. Ooh,
That
it's
will
gonna.
not do it.
We
It's-
might have a
We're
one
gonna have a
lap
green light.
dash for
Yeah,
cash.
we're going to have a green-white checkered here. It's still lap 133 of 138. That's 5.
Wow, Milty. I don't think Ken Hansen wanted to see that caution unless it keeps the whole race.
I think he did. Because now he's only going to have
1 lap to
2
defend.
laps. Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
more,
you're
yeah.
probably right. I think Ed might have got him if we stayed green. Oh!
And they go
Oh!
down the road. Everybody goes down.
Except
That's
Ken Hansen.
huge. Oh, Hansen wanted to go at the
Oh,
last minute.
no.
So it was too late.
He's hung out to dry by the field, but will we go back green, Milty?
Why not? Kirstetter.
Wow. I'm
Look,
shocked that these guys went down pit lane at all, Milty.
Not really, because Kirstetter.
Oh,
was,
and
oh, and he misses his
he
spot.
overshot his spot slightly.
That was good damage control, but
Damn, he's good,
Look,
Milty. 2 tire
and he
change.
still get-
2 tires for the 28 car.
here's his thinking right here.
Oh,
He
wow.
knows the 9 is screwed. He's got to stay out because he's P1. So
Wow,
he knows if
Milty.
he goes
Unbelievable,
in. Thing is,
though.
He didn't show. They all went at the last second.
Wow,
And they
the
all
whole
went
field
boom.
dove down pit lane, Milty, leaving Ken high and dry. But let's see if Ken has the last laugh as he tucks in behind the pace car. He might bump the little bump of the pace car here, Milty, to
That is
extend that thing
scary
an extra
stuff
lap.
Right there.
Who is driving that pace car? Is it we sometimes it is a FSB personnel, and maybe that 9 car might try to get onto the racing channel there and talk to that pace
Actually,
car about leaving those lights on.
actually, that's Jim's daughter's driving the pace car tonight, Ellie, and well, good luck with that.
Yeah, might have a communication problem there, but Ken is definitely not wanting to
It's
see the lights go out on this pace car, as the
gonna sit
28
on the
car
bucket so she can
has
see.
2 fresh tires, and boy, it's going to be tough to hold him off more than maybe
That's
one
just
lap.
that's just so exciting strategy, and don't lay down and take it. Seize the moment,
Well, not
my
to
friend.
mention, Milty, let's go through the light. Let's see if the lights go out here on the pace car, Milty, real
Either
quick.
way, you're gonna lose. You might as well go
And
on
the
pit
lights are
road,
out, so we're gonna have
and they're
2.
out. Yeah.
Oh boy, and this might be 2 laps too many for Ken Hansen. We'll see. I have all the confidence in the world, though.
Well, okay,
Milty. He's a great
you got
driver.
no tires, and Mark is blinking again. You
And
got
we got the
no
28 with 2
tires.
tires and the 59 with 2 tires. How about the
You got
59 making a bold move,
yeah.
Milty? Up to 3rd place with that 2-tire change on that final stop.
Well, plus he got himself from a lap down.
I mean, from a lap down to a podium, Milty, that's not easy to do in
But,
FSB racing.
so you got 2 tires. You got no tires, 2 tires, 2 tires, 4 tires, 4 tires.
Wow. And 2 laps, Milty. Pace car is off. Let's see what Ken. Of course, Milty,
You know
no
how hard
passing.
it is.
FSB rules state no passing to the backstretch here, so Ed will have to bide his time. Cannot make a move into 1 here.
Get some.
Ken off to a good start. Ed stalking him patiently now, I think.
Coleman's a Bear Creek sponsor. FSBRacing.com. He's defending low, and he's got
And
nothing for Kirsten.
wow,
It's all.
wow, wow is all I gotta say there, Milty. Is yeah, the 9 car is a sitting duck.
I'm gonna tell you though.
And now
That
everyone
was an
gone by him, but we have a battle brewing. The 6
That's a
car
class
dives
act. That's a
inside.
class move right there. And 4 tires against 2 tires. But that's a class move by the 9 right there. Very
And Mark
class
DeSenza is going to take this win, Milty.
Gosh darn. What an awesome finish.
And the 6
What
car,
a show by these guys,
The-
man. What a heck of a show.
boy, the tires really played a huge factor
Beautiful.
in these last 3 laps.
Kerstetter's going, you got me, man. You just got
You
me,
out-strategized him with
man.
the 2-tire
whooped
stop,
my butt
Milty.
tonight.
And we can see also the 2 tires for the 59 car did not work out. He fell from 3rd to 5th. So
Mark
that 2
DeSantis
tires did
is
not
just
work.
Such an awesome driver, and he's always been a talented driver, even back in the day when me and him raced, 10 years ago. But now with this pit strategy and
I mean,
total execution of the race from start to finish, just unbelievable. Love taps from the 54 and the 28.
yeah, oh yeah, he likes those. And no frills for Mark DeSenza. Just goes into his pit.
No burnouts, nothing.
As my dad always complains when he sees a guy hot dog it after he makes a 5-yard reception. Act like you done it
And they're
before.
losing by 20 points.
Act like you done it before, son.
hmm
And Mark DeSenza is our winner. Ed 2nd, Bill Yarbrough 3rd. Rick Bisconner with a great run, Milty, up to 4th in the final run.
Fantastic.
And
I just
Ryan
love the way
Johnson
that guy races.
battling from the lap down all the way to a top 5. Great run by Ryan Johnson. Steve Weber, Ken Soska, Mike Sanders, Ken Hansen, and the dog round out the top 10. Dog wins the Perseverance Award, 3 laps down in 10th for the dog.
Absolutely.
Great job
Well,
by Dog there.
He never gives up.
No, he never does.
You know him personally and know what he has to battle through every day to stay alive, let alone play this game.
And there we see our total running order. accidents abounded, Milty. Guy Petra with the blow up as well. But some hard hitting accidents tonight, Milty.
I just gotta say again, I'm very impressed with the way the 9 car handled that situation. He got beat. He got whooped while he was under caution. There, he realized these guys are gonna kill me, and he could have, tried to defend, and he got that thing over, and instantly knew he was beat, and let himself go back. That's a
Yeah,
champion move there.
yeah, it is, and that's
Good racing, walk the walk, talk the talk, man.
absolutely, and I'm sure it was a tough
Oh,
pill to swallow there for Ken
oh, it
Hansen, as
is.
he knew that he was a sitting duck.
The thing stayed green, he might have won it. It's just like that, but if I was
Yeah.
6'6" and I could jump
Yeah,
48 inches, I could dunk. But
yeah. All right, Milty, why don't you run down and see if you can grab our top three, which are Mark, Ed, and Bill.
okay,
Um,
I'll be back.
and while Milty does that, as you can see, our running order: Matt Watkins finished back in 14th there. Matt Watkins had an adventurous run there with the early spin and then that dive down the back straight pit lane to avoid carnage, and then finally the contact with Bill Yarbrough battling to stay on the lead lap. Very adventurous night from Matt Watkins, ends in a 14th place finish, and there we see the rest of the guys. Uh, Mostly bad luck for most of these wrecks. Just wrong place, wrong time for these guys. And I think finally we have some podium finishers joining us here. The winner of our race, Mark DeSenza, has joined us here in the booth. Mark, that was a tremendous finish. Crazy strategy. I thought maybe the race could end under caution. It may not. Everyone dove down, left Ken Hansen like yesterday's laundry on the clothesline, and then Ed with the 2 tires, you with the 4 tires. Talk about your strategy on that last stop, Mark.
I knew we were going to get about 2 to go the way the caution's been coming out. So I said, well, I was taking 4. I thought about 2, but I decided to take 4 and hope for the best.
But you guys never showed you were going to pit, and the last minute, the 9 saw it, but it was too late for them. You guys dove in there, and then, I mean, how fast do you think about that? Are you thinking 4, 2, or I don't even know if everybody's going to pit, because you guys look like synchronized. You guys look like a flock of birds. Because as soon as one guy turned, everybody turned at the same time, like whoop, in the pit road. Then you had to get around the 28. He missed the stall, so he went forward, and you still had to get around him. He had to back up. He beat you out, but when we saw him beat you out, we knew he went 2 to 4. We were quite amazed that the 4 tires just destroyed the 28 there at the end. Their tires were that important.
Yeah, well, I kind of got a good run. He got a little loose, Ed did, so I was able to get by him. When I came out, I was taking 4 and said, well, worst is going to happen is 4th. And I knew kind of Ken was in trouble. I just didn't know if we are going to be able to get by him in time, and Ryan was there. And so I said, the worst I'm going to finish is 4th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
so, yeah.
looks like the worst you finished was first, though, Mark. So great job, bud.
I
Ed,
thought it was great TV.
yeah, absolutely. Ed, same. I guess the same thing was probably going through your mind, but the 2 tires. Obviously, first time you took 2 tires in the race. The wild card just rolled the dice there.
First off, congratulations, Mark. He's being a little modest there. He drove your pass off, and that was awesome pass with the win. I was gonna take 4 up until I slid through the pits. I slid through my pit stall a little bit, and then switched it to 2 because I wanted to come out. And just a little too conservative. I think there was more. I had like faster lap times in it, but last time I was here, I spun out on like the last lap in turn 1. And I didn't want that to happen again, so I took it easy, and Mark Mark never wavered, like he usually doesn't, and pulled it off. So
Yeah.
Well, we got Rick in here. Rick Pisciner, Bill left there, but what a fantastic run there to get a P4, Rick.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Steady.
That was awesome. Have my teammates cheering for you at the end there. Got new tires. Saw some guys didn't get tires. Got 2 tires. I thought there was a shot at it. It just turned out perfect though. Great race.
Yeah, Rick,
Well,
we
go ahead.
really saw you bide your time early on there and just kind of make steady progress up the field and avoided the carnage. And yeah, that was a great finish there at the end.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the replay. Still shaking.
Good job, Derek.
Well, that's what the fans want to hear, man.
You know, I had a teammate in front of me, one on my right side. It was tough.
You were solid all night, and you had pretty good track position too. So you really, over the course of since I've been watching you since you've been here, you always run real clean and always finish if you didn't get caught up in stuff. You're starting to assert yourself a little more on these tracks and get better track position to start and then run that same race of just biding your time, clicking off the laps and being competitive. It's just great to see the fans see you up here getting a great finish.
Thank you. I watch a lot of replay. I watch a lot of to see how the guys get to the front.
Yeah, you're getting better.
I got some good teammates that definitely give me some good advice throughout the race.
Yeah, it's
And the
certainly
season,
showing.
so.
Certainly showing, Rick, and that's what we were always talking about, Milty. The guys that put, at this level, the guys that put in the time, the results usually show in the end, and that's what we see here, and with these guys making steady progress. Ken Hansen, guys, let's briefly just give him a shout out. He ran a hard-fought race there, and unfortunately got kind of snookered there at the end, but before that caution came out, did you have something for him?
Are you talking to me? Oh, Mark.
Any
sorry.
of you guys?
I kind of I don't know what happened there in that one caution because I blinked out or something. I ended up 11th.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to you there.
I think I blinked out or something. And I didn't take the caution, but I believe the second place car did. So I had to go all the way around again. But I think I blinked out because I had done that a couple times during the night. But no, I don't think I could have caught him at all because I used my stuff up coming through the field and said, well, maybe we'll get a caution. So it was either going to be finished, there third or fourth because the 54 had a good car too. Long tonight.
What about you, Ed? Do you think you could have caught him without that last caution?
I think so. I think I needed 1 or 2 more laps. I was kind of saving tires there, and I think I was about a tenth or 2 quicker. A lap just didn't time it right.
You ran like the tail of like 2 races. You ran one where you just kind of laid back. Then all of a sudden we were commenting in the broadcast like, I think he needs to get going here, man. Track position. These guys are, saving tires. They're going, And
Yeah, Rockingham's always tricky because it's a tire chewing track. So if you're going to get a long run, it's best to save the tires, right? And come on at the end if you know you're going to get a long run and no yellow. But on the flip side, if you give up too many positions and a yellow comes out, well, you lost all that track position and you're going to pit, you're going to come out way behind where you would have. So I just tried to guess and kind of play it by when I thought yellows were going to come out and if I thought I could make it on fuel, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was a a lot of strategies, lots of movers and comers and goers in this race, and yeah, it was a very entertaining race, and not too many cautions. I think before the race there was a little concern this might be watching a parade of yellow laps, but certainly not the case here.
So where are we looking at the points here?
Well, Ed's certainly not going to lose much. Let's see if we have an update on the points here, Milty. I'll take a quick look here. Okay, so we do have our new point standing is up, and Ed Kerstetter with a 34-point lead over Mark DeSenza. So
It's on like Donkey Kong here.
our defending champion Steve Weber moves up into the third position. Milty just 55 back. Ken Soska, Matt Watkins takes a hit there, drops back to fifth, but just a point out of fourth. So very tight, right behind the top two.
Cool deal. Well, thanks for showing up, guys. Great race, and probably time to make this a wrap and catch it on Twitch after the race and after, like, real quick. And then on YouTube later, FSBRacing.com.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
guys. Thanks for the
Congratulations, Mark.
broadcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Like I always say, Greg, you're a natural. Nope, you're milk.
Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Milt, as always, pleasure. Ed, as always, Ed and Mark, good to keep your seats up here in the broadcast booth warm. And Rick, hey, we would love to be talking to you every Friday. So
Yeah, my first time up here.
yeah, good having you up here, Rick, and well deserved as well.
Yeah, fantastic run.
All right, Milty. Well, next week I will be out of town for the Valentine's weekend. I have some other plans, so that will take me away from the broadcast booth next week. So the broadcast is TBA at this time, but we have some very good quality guys around. Dylan Jr., Sean Reap, the Pony Express broadcast crew.
Great job, man.
Will pick up the pieces for me this coming weekend here. But another great broadcast, and check it out,
Yeah, thank you.
fsbracing.com, and
Thank you.
can be one of these guys maybe.
Thanks. Good job, Ed. Good
Thanks, guys. Yeah, good win, Mark.
Thank you.